Hi there, my name's Mike, and today I'll be talking about how to make a simple button with CSS. Alright, so to start, I've got this HTML file here. We're going to put an A in here, and we're going to give it an href. We'll just go to google.com. I think that's a good site to start with for a button. Make sure that that is HTTPS, and then this will just say Google. Okay, so we've got our link here. It's not very pretty as is, so let's go to CSS. First things first, we're going to select A, and we're going to give it a background color. We'll go with, we'll just go with red for now. Actually, that's a little bit ugly. I'm going to go a little darker than that. Okay. There we go. And by the way, this color tool I use, where I hover over, this is built into VS Code. If you're wondering how you can get this, but you can also just find those online. But it's super useful and nice, and it is yet another reason to use VS Code. So up next, it's kind of a little cramped in there, it's looking, so we'll give it some padding. And for this padding, I'll just do 1 EM on the top and bottom, and 2 EM on the sides. That is looking good. Next, oh, also I'm going to, on the body, going to do a little display flex. This is just so we'll be able to see the top of the button easier. Okay, so now we got to get rid of this underline problem that we have going on. That's built into A. So we'll do text decoration. And we'll say none. That gets rid of the underline. Up next, let's make that white. There we go, looking good. Lastly, I'm going to change the font. We'll just go with some sans serif font. That's looking good. For my particular button, I'm going to make it bold. You don't have to do this, but I'm going to do font weight bold. And then the last thing that I want to do is add a hover effect. So I'm going to do that with the pseudo class hover. And then I'm going to give it a background color of dark red. There we go. So now when I hover over the button, it has this nice seamless hover effect. And if I click on the button, it takes me into Google. If you want to resize this button, there are a few things you can do. You can change the padding. So like if you wanted a wider button, you can see that just adding a couple more EMs in the padding makes it quite a bit wider. You can also make it taller by changing this first one. There we go. Go super tall. Don't know why you'd want a button like this, but it is an option. And then if you want to change the size of the whole button, the best way to do that is with the font size. So let's go double. Okay, that is a double size button. You can do this as much as you want. Oops. Make a giant button if you want. But we'll stick with this default size. And then lastly, if you wanted to have kind of like a pill-shaped button, or at least round off those sharp corners a little bit, you can do that with the border radius property. And the way this works is a little bit arbitrary. If you want it to be like a pill, you can just max it out with 9,999 pixels, and then it fully fills this off. But I think that's also like roughly 30 pixels. Yeah, it looks like it. But like, for example, if we went 10, it's kind of got this square effect. And this number will change depending on the font size. So like if this was 4, you can see that that's not a pill, but this is. So it's kind of arbitrary, and you'll have to mess with it depending. But for just the default font size of 16 pixels, 30 is a decent pill. I recommend just going for 9,000 so you don't have any issues later. It's just a little trick to get that pill effect. But I also think that there's a time and a place for like a nice kind of rounded button just like that. So we'll keep it like that. And that is all I've got for you today. If you enjoyed it, please do leave some of those likes and comments down there. And just have a great day. Thanks for watching.